WWE NXT 4th of March, and we have a new North American title winner. We'll be talking about that shock result. We're talking about the rest of the show, which it was good, but it just wasn't the same as the last few weeks. There was some weird stuff that I didn't really enjoy, but that's the kind of the thing with NXT. There's always some weird stuff that you're not going to really understand. Anyway, the show really starts with a women's tag match between Zarya and Sol Ruka versus Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. This was a really good match. Basically, Zarya is just another Brock Lesnar. The moveset is eerily similar. You know, the F5s, the suplexes. I mean, the fact she F5s Piper Niven onto a laying down Chelsea Green was kind of mad. And Zara and Sol Ruka actually won this match. The crowd were up for it, though, which is really, really nice. You know, like I said, Zara is hitting every power move you could possibly imagine. Sol Ruka wins with a soul snatcher after Zara hit that F5 from Niven onto Chelsea Green to win. Obviously, Chelsea quite busted up as well. So, yeah, good match overall, actually. I didn't really mind it. Next up was, by the way, there was like not backstage promo, like weird fake press conference promos ahead of Roadblock. I'm not going to talk about them. I can't be asked. I didn't enjoy them. You know, there was Moose and Obafemi and all sorts. I didn't enjoy them, hence why I'm not going to talk about them. So there you go. Moving on to Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan. Really, really actually quite enjoyed this. A contrast in style with, you know, the Kalani Jordan high flying, you know, top rope moves to, you know, sort of more power-based attacking through Jada Parker. Jada wins this with the hip fatigue after Kalani misses a 450, but it was a good match. That, you know, the chemistry you can see sort of works between them. The difference in styles really, really works, and it plays out really nicely. The match flowed quite well, and tell you what, they're quite behind Jada, actually, those fans, you know. They kind of, I quite enjoyed it. Next, like I said, more fake press conference. No one cares about. There was matches planned as well through Jordan Grace versus Cora Jade, so we'll be coming to that in a minute as well. The Hardy Boys are up next, and you want to talk about crowd being hot. Boom. And, you know, they talk about how it's great to be home in the WWE, which I can't lie, I feel like even though TNA and WWE have this sort of partnership, doesn't feel a bit weird to say, oh, look, I've got my employers over there, but this is home. If I'm these employers, I'm like, did he say this is home? No, yes, this is home. You don't say it. I thought that was a bit weird. But look, you know, there's good. They're talking about, they really were praising the locker room and how, you know, positive it is and how there's so many great wrestlers in there. They get interrupted by Hank and Tank. I thought, here we go. This is an easy match lined up. No. Hank and Tank were like, what do we do? What do we do to become you guys, sort of thing, right? And Jeff and Matt being like, hey, you need to be extreme. And what that means is you don't get out of tables, ladders, and chairs. You do things that aren't the norm. You know, it's good. It was good advice to take into any part of a person's life. They then get erupted by Inamura and Briggs. They brawl to the back. And then Fraction pop up behind the Hardy Boys, talk about the match ahead. And there you go. It was a decent segment. I think it was, you know, get two teams that aren't maybe the most prevalent of tag teams on the show in Briggs and Inamura and Hank and Tank. You know, obviously no quarter catch crew having that match with the Hardy Boys is what I'm really referring to. But obviously then it's just building up towards that really great tag match. And I cannot wait for Roadblock. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be an absolute banger. You then had an unfortunate situation in the Jordan Grace Cora Jade match. Obviously this was set up after a backstage back and forth, tat-a-tat, as they might say. Unfortunately, Cora Jade did supposedly get injured in this match. It was ruled out for a medical stoppage, so Jordan Grace wins. Cora said that she is okay. The knees are good. Bracket decent. I know that pain. I've done the damage that she's done to her knee. I have done my ACL and things like that as well. But let's just see. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and hopefully it's part of storyline. But hopefully it's nothing serious anyway. Satellite promos between Javon and Ethan Page. Again, I wasn't really fussed by them, if I'm honest. You had Trick Williams winning in about 0.1 of a second of a match. He hit the running knees, punched the guy. Referee stopped it to say the guy's out cold. It was like 6 or 7 seconds. I'm not bothering with it. After the match, calls out Eddie Thorpe. This new attitude that Trick has, I'm really, really liking. And I think it adds more to his character and his promos. And going forward, he's only going to benefit from this instead of being like the popping, babyface. Let's see the mean side of that babyface. And then Eddie Thorpe, he's up on that sort of promo balcony, whatever you want to call it. And then he challenges him to an NXT Underground match, which Trick accepts. So there you go. Flip backstage. We've got Roxanne Perez attacking Jordynne Grace, setting up a future match, obviously. I still think Roxanne Perez should have won the Chamber, but that's just me. Didn't want to see Bianca win it, basically. Then we have the main event. Shawn Spears, Tony D'Angelo for the North American Championship. And I've already spoke the result of it, but the crowd really behind Tony. Tony's brilliant. I think Tony's probably the best character in NXT, if I'm honest. Obviously, he has the back issue. They've been talking about the back issue for quite a bit that evening. You can see what's about to happen. Really, the match descends into chaos after Izzy Dame helps Shawn Spears kick out at 2. The two families brawl. They're calling the Shawn Spears faction like a family now. Yeah, imaginative, I know. Brawling. Then I think it's Stacks that gets pushed into Tony D'Angelo, who's on the side of the apron. He lands onto a steel chair, back first, obviously. Gets pulled into the ring, kicks out of a C4. He goes to hit the pop-up choke slam. His back gives out. Shawn Spears rolls him up, and there's your 3 count. Didn't expect it, if I'm going to be real with you. I mean, after the show, you have Shawn Michaels. They do the backstage like, hey, well done. You've won the title. Oh, my God, you're so good. And Shawn Spears sort of pied him off and rejected him. So would love to know maybe what development comes from that situation. But it's a shock because obviously I thought Tony's title reign was super interesting. I guess the other thing is they backed themselves into a little bit of a corner where you can't have Shawn Spears lose with this whole new faction this early. Winning the title establishes this faction as an actual faction that people should give a damn about. Have him lose it, no one's going to care. But it's still a shock. And, WWE, who have been labelled as predictable by some of the Twitter fans, really have actually kind of just flipped things on their head in the last few days. I mean, John Cena, Io Sky, Shawn Spears, 3 shows in a row where they've turned it on their head. And I think fans are going, maybe I shouldn't complain. Maybe I should just, watch and go for the ride and see what happens. And then if I don't like it, complain. But there we go. Let me know your thoughts on NXT below. I'll see you next time. Peace.